Good day, fellow students. I want to welcome you all to another class. I welcome you and I appreciate you for joining this class. As I said last week, I hope our physical class last week was impactful, and I hope you gain one thing or the other. And okay, so as I said last week, that we are going to be considering types of landed property this week. Type of landed property this week. So as I said in the earlier notes, that is going to be I'm going to make it more practical, so that it won't be abstract. It won't be abstract. So for this lecture, we are going to be considering type of landed property. So by way of introduction, landed property in real estate basically consists of land and all movable developments. It consists of every movable development that is attached to land, which can be buildings, trees, permanent structures, mineral resources that is even beneath, not necessarily things that are placed on top of the land. Everything that entails both on and beneath, that is what we refer to as what? As landed property. Unlike movable things, unlike movable properties that they are temporal. They are temporal, that before you know it, it can be carried away, it can be relocated. For example, we have all these steel container that in most cases in Nigeria used for shops. We know that one probably in the next 1 year, it can be what? It can be replaced. It can be moved from one location to the other. From one location to the other. But landed property in a way is what? They are fixed. They are fixed. They are not properties that you can move from one location to the other. They are fixed. They are not properties that you can move from what? From one location to the other. And also, when you are dealing with landed properties, please, I want you to take note of this. You seeing a landed property goes beyond what you are just seeing. There is more to it than the bricks and mortar that you are seeing. The way you are seeing it at the back of your mind, you should know that this is owned by somebody. This is owned by somebody. So this leads us to the ownership and right of landed property. So ownership and lands for landed property is multidimensional. Is multidimensional. We can view it in terms of the legal dimension. We can view it in terms of the economic dimension, in terms of the social, we can say social or cultural dimension, and also political dimension. So I would like to broaden this in a way. So when we talk about the legal dimension basically talks about the rights you have, the rights you can exercise on a particular land or in a particular landed property. The kind of right, the kind of what, the kind of ownership, the kind of period, the kind of duration, the kind of tenure you have, the kind of rights. Do you even have the right to transfer it? Is it transferable? So then that talks about legal. Then another dimension we'll be talking about is the economic dimension. Economic dimension. In terms of economic dimension, then we'll be looking at, oh, am I putting this up for investment that can generate income for me? Or another aspect is, am I looking at it in form of, oh, can I use this to secure mortgage? To secure mortgage. Then another aspect we'll be looking at this is the social and cultural dimension. Social and cultural dimension, basically, that talks about what? The heritage, the identity, the community stability. The community stability. Then the last one we'll be considering here is the what? Is the political dimension. Is the political dimension. You know, I said in class last week, I was talking about compensation, acquiring of land for what? For public interest. For public interest. So in that dimension, anywhere you see land reforms, anywhere you see probably redistribution, anywhere you see, oh, this particular area has been zoned, anywhere you see, oh, the government needs to acquire this also area for public interest, you will know, oh, this is what, this is a political what, this is a political dimension. This is a political dimension. Also, we can't underrate the fact that this landed property, they are not just standing and not having value. Each of them are what? Have their own various importance. Have their own various importance. We have for development, anywhere you see properties situated, or anywhere you see properties that are clustered, before you know it, you start thinking of development. Even a single property in a way attracts many things. Before you know it, you start having maybe churches nearby, mosques nearby, supermarkets nearby, police station nearby, cinemas nearby. And within a twinkle of an eye, development will start what? We start springing up. Development will start springing up. Another thing is concerning landed property, it can be used for investment, especially when you put up your properties for with the aim of generating return, with the aim of generating rent. You can put it to let, you can put it on lease. So with that, you are generating what? You are generating income for yourself, which serve as what? Investment. Even though you are not generating, you can put up a landed property for the purpose of reselling it. You can sell it again. It can be sold again. It can be sold. And another thing is for identity. I know some people use for prestige, some people use for identity. Like, if you have any landed property now, it's not like, okay, who owns this place? It can be attributed to you, like, oh, I am the owner of this place. Probably you are the only one that has a white house in that area. So even with that, they know you with your identity. Oh, that man that has that white house, that man that has what? That has that white house. So landed property has various importance that can be what? That can be attributed to it. And then this leads us to the major classification of landed property. Various classification of landed property. I know this is not new to us, but we need to establish it in this class, because I don't want to assume, oh, everybody knows, even if it is expected that by now you should know. So the first one we're looking at today is the residential landed property. It is the residential landed property. So in a layman language, we can say that by way of definition, it is just land and structures that are developed primarily for what? For dwelling and habitation. So, well, in a simple term, I can say it is where people retire to after a stressful day, after they might have gone to work, where they are going to lay their head, where they are going to rest. It's called what? It's called a residential landed property. Primarily for what? For dwelling and habitation. That is why there is a saying that anywhere you stay or anywhere you live must be what? Must be habitable. It must be habitable. It shows, because that is where people dwell. That is where every of the frustration of the day, when they come back home, they just want rest. They want peace. And residential landed properties comes in various forms. Various forms. We have detached houses. We have detached houses. Detached houses they are the standalone building. They are the standalone building. They are the only building in a compound on an independent plot. They are the ones standing alone. Then we also have semi-detached houses. We also have semi-detached houses, for example, where we have 2 units sharing a wall, but with distinct ownership. So we can say that is what a semi-detached was, semi-detached houses. And also for residential, we can have duplexes. We can have duplexes, we can have bungalows, we can have terrace houses, we can have condominium, as the case may be. So these are examples of what? Of residential landed property. Residential landed property. And also we have commercial land property. We have commercial land property. So any land and structure that are used basically for trade activities, that are used for businesses, or that are profit-oriented activities. When you know that, okay, you are putting up this property so that when people come, they can also make what? They can also generate profit. They can also earn profit. They can also put some things there for sales. Then you can say this kind of landed property is what? Is commercial. And example under that, we have our office building. We have our office building, our corporate towers, our co-working spaces, as the case may be. And another one is our shopping mall, our markets, our retail outlets. The examples of commercial landed property. Then we also have our hotel, our motel, our short-let apartment, Then another one that is that we can also think of is warehouse. Our warehouse too, in a way, is a commercial landed property. The commercial landed property. Then another one is the industrial landed property. So by way of definition, we can say the industrial landed properties, well, basically for processing, manufacturing, and distribution of goods and services. So anyway, and most of the time, industrial landed properties are always big, In fact, big enough to house cars, big enough to house containers, big enough. So it requires a large plot of land, 1 acre, 2 acres, 1 hectare, as the case may be, is always massive. And the examples we can have under the industrial landed property are our factories, our assembly plants. Whenever we say factory, and what should come to our mind is, oh, this place is what? Is industrial landed property. And also our petroleum refines, our petroleum refineries. They are example of industrial landed properties. Our industrial park, our free trade zone. I know we have example of free trade zone. We have one at Lekki. We have Lekki free trade zone. We have another one at I think Ogun State, Agbara, if I'm correct. So it's an example of what? Industrial landed property. So we can even say that one is a zone area. Most of the time, they are always what? They are always zoned. Then another one is the agricultural landed property. So as the name implies, they are properties that are put in shape basically for farming, for animal husbandry, for forestry, for aquaculture. And examples we are going to be seeing under that, they are our crop farms. Crop farm basically used for maybe our cereals and our vegetables. So we can also see anywhere you see plantations, you know, this is what?